Addy soldiers. It's the end of a long day. Like, my makeup is falling off my face right now. I am unreasonably sweaty for mid-May. But I've brought you somewhere different today. I've brought you to my bedroom. This is a big step for us. So objectively, it's not that late, but you know, I'm an old person, so it's way past my bedtime. But for whatever reason, I'm feeling a little bit more unhinged than usual. So let's do some kind of fun TBR book tour because, you know, I have a lot of them and I'm always asking people like, oh, what do I read next? Because I am, you know, the poster girl for indecision. Cheers to being a mood reader. I don't know, it's late, but I had this idea and I already had makeup on and I'm in my loungewear, and if you want to get this, you can go to Get Happy Teas and use code Rachel10. So nothing flashy this evening, you know, it's like we're chill, we're friends. You know, you've come over to my apartment, I'm gonna show you some books that I haven't read yet, and you know, just grab a tea, grab a snack, change into some lounge pants, and without further ado, let's go into my TBR book pile. I will meet you there. And we're here. God, that was such a stupid joke. And my knee cracked suspiciously loudly. So yeah, every book that you see behind you is one that I have not read. I have an entire full IKEA bookcase full of unread pages. So let's get you guys closer in. Hello, welcome to the party. I put my tea on the floor, fingers crossed I don't kick it over. Actually, first of all, so I don't forget it, this is the book that I just started reading, which is I Kissed a Girl by Jeanette Alexander. This is like a cute sapphic rom-com about a makeup artist and an actor, and so far it is aggressively mediocre, but like it's cute. So this bookshelf does have like a slight bit of organization to it in the fact that all of the advanced copies I get that I need to read right away go here, and the rest of it is just chaos. We'll just do a tilt so you can see that I'm crazy because I literally have books on the top of this bookcase. So the first one that lives up there is Monsters Born and Made by TBR. This is a book that comes out in September from Source Books, and this is like Hunger Games but chariot races with sea monsters. I'm really excited to start it, and look at that freaking beautiful cover. Second one up is Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. I meant to read this for like a year, but I just haven't quite gotten around to it yet, which is stupid because it's like sapphic high fantasy, which is right up my alley. And then I also just got a copy of The Book Eaters by Sun Yi Dean from Tor, which is an adult fantasy about people who eat books, and when they consume books based on what the book is about, it can also absorb information, which seems like a bookworm's nightmare or dream, depending on what you read. Up till here are advanced copies. So number one is I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. This is from Raincoast, and it is my next read after I finish I Kissed a Girl. I Kissed a Girl, I Kissed Shara Wheeler. We're doing a lot of kissing over here in this household. This is like YA Gossip Girl mystery sapphic book. And then Tor has sent me copies of A Taste of Gold and Iron by Alexandra Rowland. This comes out in June, and this is like gay and fantasy, which is a large theme you're going to be seeing here. I also got A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows, which is also gay and fantasy. Both of these actually have very similar storylines. Arranged marriage, and then like, oh, we have to pretend to like each other, and then we fall in love, but also like political rebellion, and like, if a book has those things, I will buy it. When does this come out? Hello? You come out? July. So June and July. Other books that come out in June, I have This Wicked Fate by Kaylin Bayron. This was from Bloomsbury, and this is the sequel to these... Oh my god, I am too tired for this. This Poison Heart. Sapphic plant ladies with a bit of old Greek myth. You gotta love it. And Wattpad sent me a copy of Relic and Ruin, which is like necromancers and reapers versus like, you know, on your mark, get set, go. Raise somebody dead, you know, that kind of thing. I also got sent Forging Silver into Stars from Bloomsbury, which is by Bridget Kemmerer, who does the Cursebreaker series. This is a companion novel to that series, and it's okay, I know, you know, like, you're like, that's big, and then you're like, okay, yeah. This is only like 540 something pages. Oh, that's not bad at all. I could bang that out in a weekend. Oh, and then these two books are already out. So I have a copy of The Genesis Wars by Kemi John Bowman, which is the sequel to The Infinity Courts that I actually got sent by the author. Thank you so much. It's also high on my list. And then I got The Siren Queen by Niveau, sent to me by Raincoast. And this is like silver screen era, but sort of magic. I'm gonna have to start putting stuff back now because my bed already has a small mountain of books on it. I have one copy of Wild is the Witch by Rachel Griffin, which comes out in August, I think. Again, more by girls and magic, and then also Curses Are Now Owls. And my latest one is Acts of Service by Lillian Fishman, which I got sent by Penguin Random House, and this is like new adult figuring out your sexuality and also your life. God, this book is aggressively and obnoxiously pink, but I mean, at least you can't lose it. Over here are some more books I bought. Actually, hold on, we'll start with this one because I got sent this one, also by Tor. Forestborn by Elaine Audrey Becker. Magical forests, magical sentient forests, dark magic. And then my latest acquisition is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I loved, I am too tired for this. What is her other book called? People We Meet on Vacation. The one with the like aggressively orange cover. Now we have like eye bleach blue. But it's about like a literary agent and an editor who clash and then fall in love, and like ideal romance right there. I also have copies of The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This one I bought myself. This is the new version. I never read the self-published version, but I was like, dark academia magic? That's also gay? That's also a mystery? Fuck yeah, sign me up for that. And it's also so freaking beautiful. Another cover that's super, super beautiful is The Lost Dreamer by Liz Huerta, which I got sent by Raincoast, I think. This is Mesoamerican mythology about two girls who can see into dreams and the future, and like, I love me some wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff, so with something this beautiful, I need to get on this. This has been on my shelf for too long. It's only been out for like 2 months, and that's already too long. But I ordered myself a couple books last month, first up being 1,000 Steps into Night by Tracy Chee, and this one is about a girl who accidentally gets herself turned into a demon and is trying to not do that, which I don't understand why. If I had that option, hell yeah, I'd take it. Hell sounds like a party. And then I also got this, wow, I just burned my own retinas out by looking in my viewfinder at that. This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi, disgraced fallen princess who might also be magic, and then like prince who is trying to destroy this magic monster that's prophesied to take down his kingdom. So court intrigue and Persian folklore and like beautiful high fantasy, and that sounds right up my alley. And my friend AJ Vrana, which you can watch an interview I did with her, sent me a copy of Tripping Acadia by Kit Mayquist. Wait, Arcadia? Apparently I'm tired enough to not be able to read. And this is a sapphic, gothic girl gets hired to take care of a sickly son of like a billionaire. Oh my god, he might be poisoned, and like, sounds delightful. Not the poisoning part. So if you don't know, I work with Book of the Month, which is a monthly book subscription box. When I do their adverts, they will send me all of the books that are available that month instead of just the one that you would usually order if you ordered the book box. And so a lot of them are, you know, not what I like to read, but there are some that I am interested in, so I keep those ones and, you know, donate the rest. But apparently I have a problem because I keep them and then don't read them. So 5 of the ones that I have gotten in book boxes that are still on my TBR shelf, I need to put this down. So the oldest one is from October 2021. This is The X-Hex by Erin Sterling. This was supposed to be like funny Halloween rom-com, and I just like wasn't into it at the time. And now I feel like even though spooky season is all year round, I do feel like I have to wait until Halloween to be able to fully enjoy this. So this, I guess, is going to be on hold until October 2022. 2 magic realism ones that I got sent were The Inheritance of Orquídea de Vida, which is, isn't like her family turning into trees or something? Yeah, absolutely. Just putting some roots down, literally. Oh, and then also Murder. And then The River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross? There were some R's in there. I gave it a shot. Celtic folklore, if I remember correctly. Ooh, enemies to lovers who are put together to solve crime. To solve enchanted crime. To solve enchanted magical crime. That sounds fun. It's adult fantasy, by the way. In the March box was The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd. I loved Peng Shepherd's The Book of M. So bizarre, so creepy, but such beautiful writing that I was stoked to hear that her new one was gonna be in the Book of the Month boxes, and it's like murder in a library. but also magic. My newest acquisition for Book of the Month is the one that I might be most excited for because I hear that this is getting comped to Circe by Madeline Miller, and it is Kakei by Vaishnavi Patel, which focuses on a princess who has watched her kingdom start to crumble, and she's given this fate by her father to have this terrible arranged marriage, but then she decides to say like fuck this shit and like makes her own destiny and becomes this warrior princess, but then like also kind of an evil queen. So it's like a little bit of a villain origin story, but like the gods are involved, and that just sounds so freaking cool. Speaking of Circe, I guess in that same vein, I have another Greek-inspired mythology book, and that is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. I just finished both a Greek tragedies class and B, a Roman art and architecture class, and I just wrote my final paper on Etruscan death gods, so I'm just like in a big Greco-Roman inspired like mindset right now, and this is high on my list. Another myth that is present is in this book, The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vedder. This is a gender-bent, gender-swapped retelling of Sleeping Beauty. One of our main characters pricks herself on a spindle and then like accidentally gets saddled with like the spirit of this sleeping prince who's been cursed. So it's like a ghost friend that's also an annoyance. Them have to team up to figure out how to break this curse. All there's just like witch hunters and like dark magic. This book I have literally been trying to read for like 3-4 months now. I don't even know. I've gotten like this far into it and like it's good, but I've never like felt the urge to pick it up again. The River Has Teeth by Erica Waters is this cool sapphic, supernatural, witchy, curse forest book, which like that's checking all the boxes. I should love this, but I don't know. I just like haven't been in the mood for it, I guess. Another 2 high fantasy books I have are The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. This is in the golden trio of sapphic high fantasy books that TikTok loves. Soldier turns into a turncoat, double agent. Also, there's like sex and drugs and assassinations and sounds like a good time to me. And then I got Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Corrick. I got this at the thrift store and I've been eyeing this in the bookstore for like so long, so the fact that I got this for like $4, win in my book. It's a con artist main character who has to go to a masquerade and shenanigans and scheming occur. I want that to be my life. So if I can live vicariously through, what's our main character's name? Ren? Ren. Another book that TikTok.edu, TikTok.gov friggin' loves that I let myself get talked into was Ace of Spades by Frida Abike Iramide, which is something that I don't read, and that's why it's been on this shelf for so long, because I don't read thriller novels. I'm not attracted to them for some reason, but TikTok.gov was hyping the shit out of this book, and I felt like I was missing out, so I bought it. And I haven't read it, so I guess that says something about me. Basically, the thesis of this entire video is I want to, I just haven't. So a little bit ashamedly, I'm gonna put this back on the shelf right there. Another couple of books that TikTok convinced me to buy, first of all, was A Marvelous Light by Freya Marska, which is gay fantasy, hey! But this is like Edwardian era Secret Service for magical people. And also, Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I know, just I'm ready for the hate comments. I'm ready for people throwing tomatoes or knives or whatever at me because I'm an English major who loves King Arthur. This is like a gender-bent modern King Arthur retelling. I literally have the word Excelsior tattooed on me and I have not picked this book up. I am ashamed. I'm a terrible person. I will never do anything good in life until I read this book. And for some reason, it's just been on the shelf for so long that I've forgotten about it. But I want to read it. So I one day will. Oh my god, we have a book that matches! Okay, so, got my Shadowhunter embroidered patch tee on, and I also have a copy of Ghosts of the Shadow Market. I'm seeing a lot of names here from a lot of different series, so I'm not quite sure where this fits in chronologically. I have tried reading some of her other collections before, and they always just sound like fan fiction to me. I think it's so hard to get that voice, but I love the idea of the Shadow Market so much. And also because the final book of the Last Hours trilogy, the Chain of Whatever, has gotten pushed back another year. I need a Shadowhunter fix. I'll risk it. Alright, a couple more fantasy novels that I haven't read are A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth that I was sent by, oh dear, Simon & Schuster. I'm assuming because they published this book. All I know is that people were like, this is like ACOTAR, but better. And I was like, oh, okay. Fairies, humans, magical war of some kind. hot girls. Like, you don't need to say more. And also, I have a copy of a book that I bought the day it came out, and it's still on my shelf, and it's been like 3 years. And that is We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faisal, which, get the knives ready if you hadn't thrown them yet after I didn't read Legendborn. I'm assuming you're ready to throw them now. This is a sequel to We Hunt the Flame, which is a beautiful fantasy story that ended on like such a big cliffhanger that I was flipping my shit over, and apparently I didn't flip my shit hard enough because we're still here. And lastly on this shelf is another book I thrifted actually, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. I have the 5th season by her as well. These are books that people told me I should read, so I let myself be influenced and I bought them. This is like magical people going on quests in a world where there's like a lot of earthquakes, and this is like sentient cities. And the fact that it's like a Hugo award-winning Black female author. Like, I have to get on these. Like, what am I doing? Oh no, I just went and was like, oh wow, everything fits so nicely. Forgetting I have 5 book of the month books I took out and I just have it a stack on my bed. I don't really want to move the camera down because it's gonna be like a weird angle and you're gonna see like so much of my chin, so I guess we'll just talk at this height and I'll like hold stuff up. So this big boy, which is Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. It sounds so freaking cool, and I have not read it yet, of 2 girls teaming up to like take down the all-powerful Doyen. And I literally still have like the invoice. It's still tucked in this book. When did I order this? April 16th of 2021. So it's been more than a calendar year since I bought this book. I remember getting it and then like starting it, and then for whatever reason I just like wasn't into it at the time and putting it down. And I guess when I put something down, it just like ceases to exist for me for some reason, which is the same reason I can't buy ebooks, because if it's not in front of me in a physical form, it doesn't exist to my brain. We're not even gonna go through like my Kindle app library. There's too many on there. It's embarrassing. Who did I get sent this by? Or did I buy it? See, this is the problem. I want to read all the books I buy right away because I get excited about them, so I buy them. And then, you know, without a doubt, because I am in fact not, you know, an android or a robot of any kind, though I am a little bit of a lame cyborg because I have an implant that is just big enough to set off metal detectors in airports, but isn't big enough to make me like bionic in any way. But I see the book and I get excited about it and I buy it and I put it on my TBR shelf. And then because of my mood, or, you know, the fact that I can only get through so many books a month and I end up buying more that I'm excited about, everything just gets pushed down and buried. The Chosen and the Beautiful by Nevo is a Vietnamese-American retelling of The Great Gatsby in the 1920s, but with 2 girls instead. And I was like, that sounds really freaking cool. It's short. Actually, maybe this might be good to like bump my Goodreads goal because I am behind. Shh, don't tell anybody. The next up are 2 books that are also Greek inspired, but these are kind of like, they fall in the same category to me because they're both about warrior gladiators. First one is Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. This is a combination of Greek and Roman myth because Sparta was technically under Rome's control for like ever, but Sparta also took on a lot of Greek tradition and myth and custom. So this is a reinterpretation of the Greek myth of Daphne and Apollo, but it also incorporates some stuff from both Roman and Greek mythology, which is fair because like Roman and Greek mythology are just like the same god in a trench coat. And then the second one is Set Fire to the Gods by Sarah Rash, and and Kristen Simmons, okay, we were right. And this is god-driven, god-sponsored gladiator battles. But our 2 main characters are entering the competition saying that their patron god is someone else. So they actually have different powers than like they're supposed to have, but they're like faking it. And you know what? Fake it till you make it, girlfriend. Like, I totally get that. Good on you. Okay, we're gonna do some reorganization right now. I'm gonna put all these 3 together, and then maybe that will like trick my brain into thinking that I need to read them all together, so I will read them. Are you ready for some fun sequels that I haven't read yet? I Am the Worst Friend in the World confirmed. I have not read The Echoed Realm by AJ Frana. I'm so sorry, Alex. I know you watch my videos. I literally did an interview with Alex in that. Did I already pitch that video in this video? Or did I do that in last week's video? I'm filming 2 videos today, and obviously the brain cell from earlier did not carry over into this video. So our first book, which is The Hollow Gods, is a great supernatural thriller. See, what I think is happening with this in my mind is I look at it and I'm like, okay, based on my knowledge of the first one, this is going to be some like creepy, weird ass dreamwalker kind of weirdness. And I'm just like not ready for that in the spring. This is like a fall Halloween book. and it's not Halloween, so I can't read it. The other sequel that literally I've forgotten up until now that I had is The Second Rebel by Lyndon A. Lewis, which is the sequel to First Sister, which is a really good queer sci-fi book, and you know I love my gays in space, that focuses on a church cult. One of them is like slowly losing her mind and then also trying to like take down this big regime across the galaxy. I need to put this higher on the shelf. Maybe if I see it more often, I'll actually read it. This one, I am so mad at myself for not having read yet because I have up and down the internet preached about how amazing this sci-fi series is, which is The Diabolic by S.K. Kincaid, which is the like plot twistiest of plot twist books that I have probably ever read. And I have Nemesis, which is the third one of the trilogy, the final third one, and I still haven't finished what is probably one of my favorite sci-fi series of all time, having just read the first two. What am I doing with my life? I've been filming for almost an hour. My voice is going, as you can tell. My tea is like lukewarm. Just, you know, how are you doing? You doing okay? Do you need to pause this video and go get a snack or something? It's okay. I'll still be here. We're only halfway through the third shelf. I got this new peppermint vanilla tea and it is seriously divine. If you have not tried peppermint vanilla tea, you are missing out, my friend. All right, tea is going down there. Where were we? A gift that I got for my birthday. Wait, no, this year, Christmas? Am I okay? A book I got for Christmas from my family was The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. My friend Emma read this and really liked it. It's like a historical mystery, eerie, weird, on the sea, small town secrets that I love. So that's sounds good. I'll read it one day. This is another book that I've tried to read multiple times, which is Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Meyer Sane. I got this last year because someone on Book Talk recommended it. Our main character's best friend went missing, but she lives in like the psychic capital of the US and all the psychics don't know what happened to her friend, which is low-key, high-key sus. So she's like trying to figure out, you know, how she went missing and like where she is, but also in like the New Orleans swamps. Oh no, I missed one of the Book of the Month books! It didn't have the logo on top, so I forgot it. This is A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. She does the YA books, The Wicked Deep, and it's about an author of macabre children's books who goes missing. And again, I had a friend who read it, said it was good, so I'm gonna put this on the stack of my BOTM books. These are other old advanced copies that I got. This is The Grimrose Girls by Laura Pohl. I got this last year, which has a bunch of sapphic and gender nonconforming characters who go to a mysterious, prestigious elite academy, but also there's murder. Then they're also somehow related to fairy tale girls. So like, where's the line between fantasy and reality? We don't know. And then I also got sent a copy of The Nature of Witches, which is her first book. Wild as the Witch is her second. Another bi-girl witch who is like losing control of her powers, but is also able to control the weather. Oh, she needs to control the weather. Okay. See, that would be useful. That's a useful skill to have. Put that on a resume. You're getting hired right away. Then I also have The Bones of Ruin and like, oh god, look at that cover. This girl, I want to be her. Or be on her, I'm not quite sure, but like, whew, damn. Our author Sarah Riley has written a book set in Victorian London with a African-American main character who is a tightrope walker that can't die, and she's part of this like wicked macabre circus. She has no memories, and the committee are people that are gonna like end the world, maybe. This sounds just the tiniest batshit crazy. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh baby, that's up next on my TBR list. I'm gonna read that, and I'll get to it. Okay, this one is not appropriate level of batshit. This is like bananas level, like you're out of your gourd batshit, but do I want to read it? Yes, that is Star Eater by Kirsten Hall, which is about cannibal nuns, where a priestess in training gets asked by the rebellion to like spy on this cultish church, and stuff happens, I guess. But it's bloody and macabre and like dark fantasy and powerful women making bad choices. And you know, I do support women's rights, but I also support women's wrongs. Another old advanced copy I got is Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean, which was from May 2021. Oops. Girl finds out she's actually a Japanese princess and then falls in love with her bodyguard. And like, that sounds so adorable. I've debated giving up this book so many times because I don't read contemporaries, in case that wasn't very clear. I'm known to read a contemporary or two a year, and I really am on this like contemporary rom-com kick, weirdly enough, so I just kept it because it sounds so cute. This is maybe the queerest book I've bought, and that is Felix Ever After by Casey Callender. This is about a trans boy of color. I bought this book in an independent bookshop to impress the queer cashier because I was debating buying it, and then whoever was behind the counter was like really cute, and I was dressed very straight that day, and I kind of wanted to be like, you know, just a little bit. So I bought it. And they didn't flirt back with me, and I was a little bit disappointed, but hey, now I have this cool book. And I know this is a big touchstone in a lot of people's like queer reading, and I just never read it. So I was like, yeah, I'll read that. That sounds good. You can't even see the fourth shelf at the bottom here. I'm like stretching down the fourth shelf. We'll just give you a little bit. Oh, yep, there's still books to go. Where sequels go to die. So I haven't picked up any of them. These ones I do feel a bit bad about. So I got both these from Raincoast, both advanced copies of Kingsbane and Lightbringer, which are the second and third, respectively, of the Furyborn series by Claire Legrand, which is like two queens that are connected across 1,000 years. They are prophesied to bring about something, but also like angels, but also time travel. I remember being very weirded out about that first book, but I liked it. I have a problem with sequels. I know this about myself, but I've kept them because they're really freaking cool. And God, the artwork on these is just, oh, it's stunning. Cover design by David Curtis. Mr. Dave, sir. You deserve a star in the Hollywood Boulevard. You deserve a plaque in the Hall of Fame. You deserve to be knighted by the Queen, if you care about that at all. You deserve to have your name amongst the stars. You, sir, are a genius. Please know that I do love you. These next three books, I all got at the thrift store. The first one is The Lines Between by Peter S. Beagle, and it's signed. So, Caitlin, whoever you are that donated this, you're a real one. Again, the cover is just so lovely and so nice, and if you don't know Peter S. Beagle he is the author of The Last Unicorn, which has a special place in my heart, and I was so excited to find this beautiful copy, just like pristine condition at the thrift store. This is one of those tiny books that I'm like, oh, that'll be a quick read. I'll finish that in like 2 hours. So I just haven't read it because I'm like, it's a quick read. I'll finish that in like 2 hours. I can do that whenever I want. And I still haven't done it yet. And this one, oh my God. I got a copy of The Unicorns of Balinor. I don't even know who this is by Mary Stanton. Special edition, books 1 to 3. This is a middle grade unicorn series that I loved so much as a kid. When I saw it in the Value Village, I like zoomed back to like 2003 and just, I had to buy it. And then very, very opposite that, I have a copy of Cush You'll Start by Jacqueline Carey. This is like courtesan is in training, but she has the patron, like the god of death. I think I have read like a quarter of this. Just the intrigue of knowing so many people have told me it's good, I've just kept it. So maybe I'll, you know, restart reading this soon. All right, let's bang out 4 more sequels. I have a problem, and the first step to having a problem is having the problem, and the second step is admitting you have the problem. So I'm halfway through. I don't even need to go to therapy anymore. Actually, when did this book come out? Because this one might actually be the oldest one on this TBR pile. Yep, 2018. Okay, I remember being so bloody excited when I got this book sent to me because Raincoast, way back in 2018, sent me Blood Witch by Susan Dennard, which is the third of her Truth Witch series. I don't remember a single thing about that series. And the fourth one is out? Question mark? Okay, my camera just overheated, so we're back to a wide frame. Let's see if I can get around the same zoom as I had last time. Close enough. I was saying something about this book, the fact that it's very old, and I should really read her Witchland series because I think I liked the first one. I've kept it for many years, so I must have liked something about it. So the reason I haven't read this next book is because I'm afraid of it. So I've got a copy of The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, obviously. I loved The Poppy War, but it is like trauma distilled, and so I wasn't quite ready to scar myself that badly by going into the sequel. But now TikTok got a hold of it, so it's all I'm freaking seeing, and you know, process of there's a term in psychology for like if you see something a lot, then like you start to want it. So I've started to want it, so at least I have it. But I'm not sure if I'm ready to dive into this emotionally yet. The reason that I haven't read this next sequel, The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon, the fourth book in the Bone Season series. It's a sci-fi, fantasy, alternative dimension, supernatural, alternate future world that is just, it's so bananas, and I love the main character, super cool world building. I don't remember a damn thing that happens in books 1 to 3, so now I have to reread the first 3 before I can read this, and I just haven't been ready to do that yet. But I love this one. This one has bees on it. It's so cute. It's, you know, it looks so unassuming and bright and happy, but I can almost guarantee you this will not be happy. And then this series, I think the 4th one's coming out soon, and I haven't read the 2nd one yet. That is The Shadow Rises by Katie Rose Poole, which is the sequel to The Darkness Rising? Darkness Falling. There will come a darkness. Hey, I got one word out of those 4 right, which was a really cool twist on that, like, chosen one prophecy, because we have a large cast of 5 characters, and, like, any one of them could be the chosen one, and, like, what makes a chosen one. So, and I liked it enough to buy the sequel, and, like, look at this cover. It's so cool. Like, it's so cool. Cover designers are upping their games lately, and I wanted it. Now I have it. I love having it. But I don't know if I love reading it because I haven't read it yet. Oh my god, we are down to the final 2 books, and my camera battery is out of battery. Okay, hold on. Hi, I'm back. It's been like 20 minutes while I was waiting for my camera to charge. I'm so sleepy. I have 2 final books to go through, and then I can go to sleep. Second to last is a book that I kind of have heard about buzzing around the internet for a couple of years now. And once again, TikTok has now picked this book up and has convinced me to read it. And that is a copy of The Winter's Promise, by, oh dear, Christelle Dabos. This was translated from French. And even though I've taken multiple years of French classes because I live in Canada and French is our second national language, I cannot do a French accent to save my life. Je suis désolée. I'm also pretty sure I used that joke in another recent video of mine, but you know what? We're too tired to make new jokes. Old jokes are all I got now. All I know about this series is that there's a girl who can travel through mirrors. The final book on my TBR bookcase is this big boy, and that is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Girl, she thick. Yet again, a bit of an intimidating tome, just because I'm like, that's so many pages that I have to read to get this story, but everyone that I've like literally ever talked to is like, have you read Guardians Guide to the Galaxy? Everyone that I know that knows I like fantasy books or sci-fi books is like, have you read Hitchhiker's Guide? I think you'd really like it. Everyone's like, do you like Good Omens? You should read Hitchhiker's Guide. I have heard that it is ridiculous and over the top and campy and just like stupidly sci-fi, and that's what I love. I love something that is ridiculous with like a little bit of science. And that is that on that. Oh my god. We did it. Thank you for joining me this evening from wherever you are. This was not a good idea to start filming this late at night, but here we are. Sure hoped you like it. I feel like this was a bit unhinged, but I also don't remember a single thing that I said in this entire video. I'm filming this video a week in advance because I won't be here next weekend. I'm going away, so I won't have time to film. And last night I was at a drag show until 3:30 in the morning, and just like the great duo of Beyonce and Lady Gaga said, I left my head and my heart on the dance floor along with whatever brain cells were left up there, and the rest of them got drowned in alcohol. Oh god, that's cold. I will once again leave the link to the shop that I got this shirt from in case you want to get it. Please leave down below in the comments what book that I should start first. Duke it out down there. I want to see which one in like a fight to the death. I want to see which one comes out on top. You know where I clicked like the video. You know where I clicked to subscribe. I hope you guys are having a nice day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!